weather may be cooling down in, well, maybe like next week is what we're looking at, but you still have some time to get out and take a hike.
This month's issue of Madison Magazine lists 7 of the best fall hiking spots in our area. Here this morning to talk about it is the writer behind the list, John Motovioloff. Thanks so much for being with us.
You bet.
So this is my favorite season, fall in Wisconsin. What makes a great hike? Let's start off with that before we jump into the details. But what makes a great fall hike in Wisconsin?
It's a great question. The first thing, loop back to the weather thing, is cooler weather, you know, because hiking in this is going to be tough. But if it cools down, well, I guess what makes a great hike is, I mean, there's a variety of things, but it's got to go through a beautiful landscape, you know. So it can be a challenging hike, it can be an easy hike, but it's got to give you something to look at, you know. And I figure the other things. Some of these hikes offer, like you can get a beer somewhere nearby, or you can go swimming. That's all kind of gravy, but at a minimum, you've got to go through some really neat terrain. And I think each of these choices offers a different kind of terrain.
All right, so let's start off with your top 7 here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first one that comes to mind is very much off the beaten track. It's called Baxter Hollow, and it's a Nature Conservancy property, so it might be off the radar a little bit for folks.
I've been there.
You've been there.
It's gorgeous. I stumbled upon it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, this is a nice stumble.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Really nice stumble, and you know, so you've got a little bit of topography there because it's kind of a glacial remnant.
Yeah.
You know, an ecosystem that probably feels more like the Canadian Shield, about 400 miles further north, and a beautiful little stream going through there. I mean, the hiking itself, you know, is not that dynamic, but what you see is just really, really beautiful.
And then you went on to list a couple of kind of what I think people would normally think of. I mean, state parks, Blue Mounds, Devil's Lake. Talk a little bit about those hikes and what they offer in the fall.
So, you know, I mean, I might as well start at Devil's Lake. It's the most visited state park in the state. I think it gets about 1 million people a year coming in there. And what I like about that is there's an absolutely gorgeous view of what used to be in glacial times the Baraboo River Valley, and just a knockout view of that. You can really get the lungs pumping on some of the hillier trails.
We found that out. We took our kids up one of the hills and didn't realize how hilly it was going to be. They did okay. You bet. So like the CCC trail would be a good one, or the tumbled rocks. And then the nice thing about that is if temperatures persist, you can cool off, you know. So Devil's Lake, fantastic hike. Blue Mounds, I think the highlight there is it's the highest, well, I didn't mean the pun, but it's the highest point in southern Wisconsin. You get a tremendous view of the surrounding area. You can see out as far as the Mississippi River on a really clear day, and you can see back toward the Madison area, you know.
And then you also have Governor Dodge State Park.
Governor Dodge is a good one. We've got the driftless topography, so unglaciated, really rolling hills. Going to be some very nice fall colors there. In addition, a pair of lakes where you can cool off after swimming or go fishing or something.
We were talking in a commercial break beforehand. I've always been partial to the Kettle Moraine area. Folks generally in Madison don't always get out to the east.
They don't. People tend to go kind of, I would say, west or north.
Southwest, yeah.
And the great thing about the Kettle Moraine area is fantastic system of hiking trails and also a wonderful variety of glacial topography. So you can see cames and kettles and moraines, and you know, the Emma Carlson Trail network is a very good one. In addition, Ottawa Lake is good, and then the Scuppernong Trail takes you along a marsh. Beautiful, beautiful trail. So just a variety of you know, topography there.
John, we have about half a minute left to talk about your last 2 here, Capital City State Trail and the Horicon Marsh.
Yes, great, terrific. Capital City Trail, if you don't have a lot of time, you can get down to the 9 Springs E-Way. That's a great jumping off point. See some beautiful prairie, marsh country. And Horicon, actually, coming up here probably toward Halloween is going to be the peak migration of ducks and geese and waterbirds through the area. Great place to go in late fall, and you know, as fall gets on.
Clearly, research was brutal for you.
It was terrible.
You know,
I would recommend
But you
it.
took one for the team, essentially.
I took one for the team.
He paid them, I believe, for that one.
It's all about the hikers.
There you go. John Motovioloff, thanks so much for being with us.
Absolutely.
All right, well, this month's issue of Madison Magazine is on stands right now, so pick up your copy for a closer look at all of these great hiking spots and other wonderful features.